Have you ever opened your exam paper, looked at the first question, and suddenly your brain goes completely blank? It's like everything you studied last night just evaporated. Your heart starts beating faster. Your mind starts guessing. And you think, why does this happen to me? But not to those students who always seem calm. And maybe you've had that sinking feeling after an exam when the answers magically return after handing in the paper. Like your brain decided to wake up too late. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I used to be stuck in the exact same cycle, hours of studying. Mediocre results repeat. But here's the part most people never hear. Acing exams isn't about being smarter. It's about studying in a way that your brain is actually designed to remember. And when you learn how the brain naturally stores information, it almost feels unfair, like you unlocked a shortcut in this video. You'll learn a 3-step recall system that boosts exam memory. The only study technique proven across hundreds of studies. How to avoid the illusion of learning trap most students fall into, and a simple way to cut your study time in half while learning more. Everything here is backed by real cognitive science, but explained in simple, practical steps you can use today. So let's start. If I could force every student on earth to do just one method, it would be this. Because according to the strongest memory research we have, you remember information by pulling it out of your brain, not by putting it in. And yet, most students do the opposite. They read, they highlight, they reread, and none of it sticks. So, here's the cheat-like method. The 20-to-10 retrieval loop study for 20 minutes. Close the book. Recall for 10 minutes. And when I say recall, I don't mean rewriting the notes. I don't mean reading again. I mean, try to explain the chapter in your own words, write down everything you remember, or teach it out loud like you're explaining it to someone. It will feel uncomfortable. Your brain will resist. But that's the moment real memory forms. Mini story. Back in school, I used to highlight everything in different colors because it felt like learning. Then I met a student who consistently ranked top 3 in the entire grade. He didn't highlight, he didn't write fancy notes. He closed the book every 20 minutes and tested himself. That was it. It seemed too simple, almost like cheating until I tried it. And my grades started jumping almost immediately. Common pitfall. You'll be tempted to just check the notes quickly when you can't recall something. Don't. Give yourself at least 10 seconds to struggle. That gap, the moment of trying, is what wires the memory. The exam mirror method, most students study for knowledge. Top students study for questions. And the difference is huge. Because exams don't test whether you understand everything. They test whether you can answer specific patterns of questions. That's why the exam mirror method works so well. Step 1. Get 5 to 7 past papers or question sets. Step 2. Categorize questions within 20 minutes. You'll start noticing patterns. Every subject repeats the same structure. Explain why. Compare, calculate, evaluate. Once you identify the patterns, start creating short templates for each one. Step 3. Practice answering in short bursts. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Pick one question. Answer it. Move on. This mimics the real exam far better than rewriting notes. Mini example. One of my students was great at biology content, but always messed up long answer questions. I showed her how biology exams repeat 8 to 12 question types every year. She practiced just those formats for a week. Her next exam score jumped from 62% to 84%. Nothing magical. She wasn't suddenly smarter. She just learned how the questions are built. Pitfall. Don't wait until the last week to do this. If you start late, your brain won't adapt to the question styles. Start early, even if you haven't learned the whole chapter yet. The scientifically strongest way to avoid forgetting. You've probably heard of spaced repetition, but most people do it in a way that's either too complicated or too slow. Here's the simple, exam-friendly version. The mini block system. Whenever you finish a chapter, review it using this timeline. Review after 10 minutes. Review after 24 hours. Review after 72 hours. Review on the weekend. Review 1 week later. Each review only needs 5 to 7 minutes, not a full reread. The magic isn't in the time you spend. It's in the spacing, because your memory spikes when you almost forget, not when things are fresh. This is exactly why students who revise everything the night before feel confident but perform poorly. Their memory never enters the strengthening zone. Mini story. When I first started using spaced repetition, I built a complicated calendar. It lasted 2 days. Then I gave up. What worked was this mini version. Pitfall. Most students do spaced repetition like this. Review chapter. Oh wait, let me redo the entire notes. No, your review should be short, light, and fast. Focus on the parts that don't stick. The last 20% rule. Where top students secretly win, here's something surprising. The difference between average students and A-grade students usually happens in the final 20% of preparation. Not the beginning, not the middle, the end. Because that's when the real refinement happens. The last 20% rule. Once you finish studying a subject, do this. Identify the 3 hardest chapters, find the 2 weakest question types, redo them again, teach them out loud.